Hey everyone, it's Captain Chandler, and I have Rich with us with your Community Connection Live update, where we talk about what occurred the past 7 days in Mount Juliet related to your police department. And good news this week was a lot calmer than last week's update. So we don't have any updates related to any incidents that occurred, which is always nice. And Rich and I, we were out early this morning at Coffee with a Cop at Ready Teddy's Coffee Shop, which is behind Dairy Queen. Good event, very packed event. There was a lot of people there, a lot of officers there as well. But we're just grateful for everyone who came out. There's some photos on your screen, just different folks. Our Mayor James Manis was there as well. It's always nice when he can make it out. I also got to chat with Tim Bell. He has been in Mount Juliet for many, many years. He is Mount Juliet Gold, and it's always nice to hear his stories. He was in Mount Juliet before the interstate was even here, and he's seen this place explode with growth. So always nice conversations with Mr. Bell there. He's a great family, great person, and they're all involved in education or basketball. So it's nice to chat with that. But Rich, how things go with you at Coffee with the Cop and today?
It was a lot of fun. We had a good time. Great crowd showed up. It was neat to see how packed that place got for being a small place, and we had real good conversation this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. They have good coffee there too. We have a lot of coffee shops in Mount Juliet. I see more going up as well, but they all have their own flair to it. So just hit them all during the week. It's good stuff. I guess you have a weekly update for us, October 13th to the 19th. What happened?
Yes, sir. So getting right into it, our numbers this week: 872 police calls for service, 73 fire calls, 13 crime reports, 90 arrest charges, 439 traffic stops, 219 citations, 38 non-injury crashes, 2 injury crashes. Those crash numbers are creeping down a little bit. That's good.
Yeah, very cool. Keep that low.
And on the crime reports this week, 5 family disturbances, 3 each of forgeries and thefts, and a couple of frauds.
Good. And on Crime Stats, Rich, I ran the numbers comparing 2021 to 2020. And our overall crime is down like 2 point something%. But then you have to factor in the 3 different categories that creates that number. You have crimes against persons, crimes against property, and then crimes against society. A lot of the crimes against society arrests that we have are related to our officers' proactivity. They're finding illegal weapons, illegal drugs out there on the street, and coming across those who may be driving while impaired. So I always like to look at what does our crimes against persons and crimes against property look like to see kind of how our crime is in the community. And because that is what truly is affecting people day to day. And our crimes against persons are down 10%. Our crimes against property is down 20%. When you break that down into the more detailed crimes, robbery is down 67%, car theft down 29%, car burglary is down 41%, general burglary, like to a home or a business, is down 34%, and then theft from a building is down 12%. So all very good stuff there. And I just want to continue to let our community know, because sometimes we talk about crime a lot, right? Because we're very transparent. We like to keep our community informed about what's happening in the community. And you may always hear about it, but you don't necessarily get to hear about the true numbers of crime and what we're truly seeing here in the city. And I like to see all those green arrows pointing down, because that means crime is down in those areas. And let's hope that we continue that trend for sure. Thanks, Rich. Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay. That's always really good news.
Yeah, for sure.
And on those arrest charges this week, 25 driving on suspended or revoked DLs, 18 arrest warrants, 12 no driver's license stops, 6 simple possession of drugs, 5 DUIs, and you see the rest there, 4 shopliftings. All some really good proactive work this week.
Yeah, for sure. They're at it.
And on the neighborhood and school zone traffic enforcement, Willoughby Station, Park Glen, Jackson Hills, Nicholsville, Wintry, and of course all the school zones, 44 stops, 22 citations, and 4 arrests.
Awesome.
And Guardian Shield program, the top 3 everyone likes here, of course. The stolen cars, 134 recoveries, stolen plates, 61 recoveries, and wanted persons, 93 recoveries. Those numbers are since the program has been in place.
Very cool. I see a question on here from La Vista, and about when trick-or-treating. Yes, we get this every year, but It's standard practice for us in our community. Halloween is always Halloween here, and Halloween will fall on Monday, October 31st. And our recommended trick or treating hours are 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. And Rich, if you notice, the logo is a little Batman logo, MJPD thing. And I found out yesterday, sitting in briefing for B Details shift, that Officer Smid is a Batman fan. So I didn't realize that, but he is a big, big Batman fan. He has a little baby coming on. And so I found on Etsy a Batman logo thing that lights up with lights behind it. You can put it on the wall. Then it has his new baby's name engraved in it, and that then shines through. So I figured that'll go well for the baby room. I can't
That's cool.
in it. It's exciting that I found something like that. But always doing what we can to take care of our people, and their people too. If you have a favorite Marvel superhero, type that in the comments. Is Batman Marvel, Rich?
I believe he is.
I believe so. Okay. Or is it DC? I think Georgina is gonna fix that for us. Is it Batman Marvel or DC? So
I guess he's
we're
DC.
wrong. Type that in. Okay, here we go. Georgina helped us out. No, he's DC. There you go. And Christine as well. So thank you guys. We need those superhero experts watching us to help correct us.
Nice to have some trivia nerds out there.
Yeah, for sure. Halloween in the Park is this weekend. So it'll be a busy weekend at Charlie Daniels Park and all the streets surrounding Charlie Daniels Park. The event is from 11 to 3 p.m. They will have costume contest, hay rides, a petting zoo, inflatables, a lot of different vendors and businesses and different folks out there handing out tons of free candy. And it is also free. The event's free to everyone who wants to come out and just enjoy yourself with a fun, family-friendly event where you can just meet many different people, but also, trick or treat during the day at a controlled environment. Parking for Halloween in the Park is initially at Charlie Daniels Park. When that is full, it moves to the Mount Juliet Middle School parking lot, and then the new grassy lot in front of the headquarters that we purchased for our new headquarters. We don't have a headquarters yet there, so you can park there on that grass. And then if parking continues to fill up, it'll start to wrap around towards Elsie Patton Elementary School. But typically in the past, Rich, you're always out there with traffic. I think because there's different times throughout the day of costume contest, it's an in and out type event. It's not like when we used to have the Easter egg hunts when they all started at once. Everyone had to be there at once. There was a lot of traffic at once that you had to get everyone in and out at the same time. But with Halloween in the Park, people filter in and out throughout the event. So we're hopeful everything will be nice and easy with traffic, but we will have a lot of officers working inside the park, including our volunteers with the Citizens Police Academy, our Police Explorer program. Rich and his community service officer team members will be out as well. And we're just all wanting to keep you safe. And if you need anything, just reach out to anyone wearing a lime green vest, or one of our police officers will be glad to do whatever we can to help you in that capacity. And Rich is going to go into the weather.
Yeah, so it's going to be a pretty weekend. We're looking at even in the evening, it's going to be a little cool, but not bad, low 50s. But during the day, it's going to be in the mid to upper 70s throughout the weekend. And even in the next week, our next chance of rain is not coming around until Tuesday. So we're in a nice little stretch of fall weather here. It's looking really pretty.
That's good. There's a lot of events this weekend that we will be at, Rich. Not only we have Halloween in the park, but we have the Extra Mile Walk at the fairgrounds in Lebanon. Super awesome event that we like to participate in for Down Syndrome Awareness Month, where we get to hand out awards to all the different participants that are involved in the Extra Mile Walk. And we've done that for many years now. I have photos on my wall over here in Shelf from the original time. I think it was back in 2014, 2015 that we did it. And we're just grateful to be a part of that. Also on Sunday, we have some other events: Willoughby Station Fall Festival, the Joy Church Fall Festival as well. And then we will be at the Park Glen Fall Fest Safety Day in that neighborhood. So we're staying busy in October. This weekend is busy for us, but we like it because we get to get out into the community, meet people, and just talk about our police department. And it also allows people to ask questions similar to Coffee with a Cop. We love to build relationships. Relationships are super important in our service to the community, because if you have a bad relationship, our service just isn't going to be as good, because we don't have that support. So we're going to do everything we can to maintain that support. Rich, what event are you doing tomorrow? Are you doing both or one?
I'll be here all day for the Halloween in the Park event.
Okay.
So I'm a little bummed that I'm going to miss the Down
Right.
syndrome event, because that's always been a huge fun event for me. But yeah, I'll be here with the big crew at the Halloween in the Park event.
Okay, got it. Well, Rich and I are here. If you have any questions, type those in the comments. I see a few. And there's just Georgina adding in about the extra mile walk tomorrow with Down Syndrome Awareness Month. And James Cothran chiming in about detective comments with Batman is DC. So figured that out for us quickly. Thank you. James is our lieutenant over investigative services for us. And he does amazing work, him and his team, with our criminal investigative unit and then our crime suppression unit. They get out there and work very, very hard with very little. And we're just grateful for all their efforts.
Hey, what's up, Gerald? There's little Gerald White in the comments.
Yeah. Gerald here, retired from our reserve program, just saying hello. Glad you're doing well, Gerald. Always nice to see you.
Kat, while you're cruising the comments, if I could,
Yeah.
I got 2 quick shout outs today.
Yeah, let's see.
First to my brother David and his wife Julie. They're celebrating their 10th anniversary this weekend. That's actually today. So happy 10th anniversary to you guys. Love you guys.
Right.
And Sunday, I'll be at one of our officers is getting married, Paul Fouch, and his lovely bride to be Amanda. So congratulations to you guys for Sunday. I'm very excited to be there.
Yeah, all good stuff happening. That's nice. I'm excited for Paul too. He found him a lovely lady.
He's got a good one.
Mm-hmm. Good deal. Trick-or-treating at PD on Halloween night, likely so. We'll just need to see what buy-in we have from our volunteers to see if they would like to do that. All right, good deal, folks. Again, if you have something, just type it in. Rich and I are staring at each other while you figure out a question if you have any. If you don't, we'll cut it. But it's supposed to be a beautiful weekend. Be safe, especially if you're out and going to these Halloween parties, and if there may be alcohol at those. I always worry about people on certain holiday seasons going to parties and drinking alcohol and then driving home, right? You shouldn't have to drive home. Always find a safer option: rideshare, Uber, Lyft, a sober friend, a taxi. Never get behind the wheel after you've been drinking. We want you to be safe. We want you to get home safe, and we don't want you to harm anyone else. Question here from Dan. Go Bears. Sad. Does crime spills into Mount Juliet count towards our crimes, or is it separated? We know the MJ will stop here. So Dan, any crime that occurs within the city limits of Mount Juliet, whether it's proactive crime or reactive reports of crime, that is a count towards our crime statistics, right? So when our officers go out and they may find someone committing a crime, it counts against us. When we recover a stolen vehicle that was stolen in another community, that other community has a crime count towards them, but then we get a crime count towards us because we recovered that stolen vehicle, and that person was in possession of that stolen vehicle while inside the city of Mount Juliet. So it is not separated. The majority of our arrests are not city residents, so it's always very interesting to look at. It ranges at somewhere in the 90% on the high end. That majority of arrests are non-city residents. So our officers work very hard to protect the city from those who may come here and cause crime, whether they're shoplifting, whether they are committing fraud at a local bank, whether they are just driving through and they have warrants, or they're driving through without licenses or driving through while impaired. Our officers stay very proactive to do what we can to keep that criminal element away from our community. But good question. All right, Rich, what's your plan this evening?
Well, I was going to be getting out on the road this evening, but got a nice surprise. A couple of my cousins from Chicago are in town, so I'll
Awesome.
probably be taking the night off.
Yeah, hopefully y'all can go somewhere nice to eat or chill and
Have a
relax and
little fun.
have a little fun. And then you're celebrating the anniversary stuff tomorrow, right?
Yep, yeah. After we're done working Halloween in the park, we're going to have a big get together at my brother's place tomorrow for the anniversary.
Okay, very cool. All right, I guess we'll wrap it up. Thank you all for joining us today and this week for this update. Just continue to stay tuned. If anything happens, we'll let you know over our text alert system. But enjoy the weekend. Hopefully, you can make it out to one of the many community events that we will also be at. And if you're headed to Halloween in the park, enjoy yourself. I will eventually show up after the extra mile walk event that I will be at before. But we just appreciate all your support, and our officers are here for you if there's anything that you need. Have a wonderful weekend and stay safe.